You've made probably one of, the most videos I've seen, and you keep it consistent, and I wanted to ask, how do you keep it so consistent? Even when, for example, the views aren't coming in or you're just having a bad day.
But for me, it's not, I don't think of it as like being consistent. It's more, I believe in you don't rise to your standards, you fall to your systems. So I kind of built a system in place where I can stay consistent, right? I'll have like a set deadline where I have to post before the end of the day, right? And instead of just being, oh, I don't feel like it today, or yeah, I have my system, I got follow the steps, and at the end of the day, I'll have a video posted, even if the quality of the video isn't as good. At least I'll have something out there. So it's never about the it's never about the standard that you set for yourself, right? Everyone wants to be like, oh, I have my New Year's resolution, right? To be like, okay, I want to post videos, I want to go to the gym, I want to do this, I want to do that, right? But the idea is, what's the system behind all those things you're gonna do? For me, the gym is, oh, at this time, at 5 p.m. every single day, I'm gonna go to the gym, right? Or for me, it's a video. It's like before I sleep, I'm gonna have a video posted, or I'm gonna be editing a video, right? That's the system that you have to put in place to put the output that you want.
Yeah, especially for building habits, do you think there's some, truth or some, code that when you know this about habits or about, making your system good, you will just crack the code, or it is just, a fight every day. Just when you don't post it, that's okay. You should, come back. Or is there some hack there that you will be doing this every day without, missing a day?
Yeah, so it's obviously like no one's perfect, and I've missed a few days, right? But the idea is not to make missing a habit, right? To like be able to always fall back to your systems and have also people who would want to like push you forward. So if you have the people around you who want you to be better, right, they're always going to be letting you know that, keeping you accountable. So I feel like it's very important to have the circle around you push you to be better, and at the same time have the system in place where when you do fall, right, when you do fall, it's always easy to come back, because some people fall and then struggle, like have a really really hard time, right? It becomes like a habit. Doing missing the video becomes a habit, right? So becomes a really, they have a difficult time coming back and falling back into the system that they knew.
Yeah. And, you said, having those people that push you accountable is really important. How do you think, even people, or how did you find those people? Or you just had them in your life that, believe in you?
I mean, I would say I'm one of those people who just got lucky. I mean, it's very hard to find those people, but I feel like it's just what you put out into the world, right? I feel like whatever you put out, you'll always get back. So I just put out, whenever I'm talking to someone, I want the best for them, and in turn they'll want the best for me. Obviously, it's not the case with everyone. Not everyone's gonna be good with you, but it's just be open-minded, right? Be good with people, and people will be good with you. I'm one of the lucky people who just happen to find them, right? I just happen to be born into a good family, happen to be, find good friends. So it's either you get lucky, and it's about the output you put into the world.
Yeah, I do agree with this. I think, what you put out is what you get back, and especially as you said, um, not making a habit out of, missing a day or two, just always coming back. As the Clear line, never miss twice. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty it. And about content, I want to, get a little deeper into that. People like you and me probably heard all of the advice on the internet, been into, courses and stuff. What advice on content creation do you think really works, and what is, for example, just a noise?
Honestly, the only thing I've seen that works is just steal content. Honestly, like just you see something that works, just take it, copy paste, right? Just copy paste. Obviously, you can add your little twist to it, but just something that you like, something you think you can do, right? Let's say you're in the gym niche, right? You're into the fitness content. Just find a big fitness content creator, take his like most viral videos and just copy them all, right? It should work, right? If it worked for him, it should probably work for you. If it doesn't work for you, then go back and see, oh, did I not copy this part, or like what am I missing, right? Is the background different, right? Is my tone not the same, right? So it's just about studying and doing your research, and at the same time, a big portion of it is that you have to understand just putting the reps in, right? You might get viral from your first video, you might get viral from your 50th, you might get viral from your 100th, you might go viral from your 1000th, right? So it's about putting the reps in and getting to the point where you can say, okay, right, I've done 1,000 videos, right? Now let's go over my 1,000 videos and see why they didn't work, right? Me personally, I haven't went viral yet, right? And the idea is I've been trying to just document my journey, right? I haven't been trying to go viral, right? But now that I do want to go viral, I'm looking at all the people in my content space, in my niche, all the videos that I watch, and I see, okay, why are these people going viral, right? And I just want to copy exactly this video. There's this guy called Luke Proof that I like watching, and for the past like month, yeah, he does challenges, and I've just been copying his videos, and I have been seeing better results in my content just because I'm copying another creator. Obviously, there's my little twist to it, but you have your own personality. I have my own way of speaking. So no matter how much I try to copy someone, it won't be exactly the same. And no idea is original, right? It goes back to like every idea that anyone has ever thought of, someone has thought of before, right? So it's not really stealing or copying. It's more like, oh, you're just recycling.
Yeah. It reminds me of the book Still Like an Artist. That's a great artist steal, good artist copy. It's kind of the same thing. And how do you, more different, how do you study the content? It is just, did this catch my attention, this background, this music, or this, something deeper into that?
It's more like, okay, I'll find a video that I really like. I watched it and I like the creator, and something I think I can do, because a lot of videos I like, it's not something that I'm interested in doing or that I think I can even do, right? I'll see a video of a guy doing like an Iron Man in reverse, right? I'm not gonna do an Iron Man in reverse in one day. I have to train for months or years to do that, right? So I'll find something that I think I can very much do, even if it's difficult, and I'll just put it on my list, and then I'll do it. And in the video, I'll copy the music, I'll copy the same background, I'll copy like I even copy the script sometimes, right? And I'll just make the video.
That's an interesting technique. I never heard of that. But yeah, it may work, and it works for somebody else. And yeah, then you never worry about the, authenticity of the video, or that, people will call you that you copy them, or just for that, or is it just, the mentality of, nothing is original?
For me, yeah, there's the mentality of nothing is original, and at the same time, like, okay, every trend that's ever happened in the world, right? Every single creator hops on it, right? Like everyone does some version of the trend, right? And no one gets called like, oh, you're not being authentic. Why are you following the trend? Why are you? It's because the idea is the trend is working and getting views, right? So that's why everyone is hopping onto the trend, because that's what they're chasing. Everyone's chasing like the next number, the next view, right? They're trying to go viral, right? And if this thing that's going viral for all the other creators is working, why would I not do it too, right? So it's kind of the same idea, but instead it's like a mini trend, right? You watch a creator that went viral for this specific video, then you recreate that video because you want to go viral in that niche. It's kind of following the trend. It's kind of the same thing, right? So that's the way I think of it.
Yeah. And why do you wanna, or do you wanna get viral in your niche and in your
I mean,
space?
that's kind of the goal, right? So I want to be known for the person who can do anything, right? I don't want to be just, I can post content for, in the next 50 years just documenting my journey, but at the same time there has to be like an end goal, a result, right? I'm always trying to improve my content, improve my journey. I'm not too worried about the results coming in now, but obviously the results are still always the goal, right? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, the journey is important, and I do believe that you need to, focus on the journey more. But at the same time, you need to have goals, right? I need to have goals, and I need to be able to see some semblance of results that I'm getting towards that goal on my journey. So to keep going, right, and like adjust the journey as I'm going to see if I'm gonna get to that goal I want, right? Because I feel like that's the game, right? That's the content game, and going viral is technically winning the content game.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. And in your content, you said you want to be known for the guy who can do anything.
Yeah,
And could you, tell people, what that means, or why are you trying to do this?
I don't know. I feel like it's my favorite quote I like is the like what's it called? Jack of all trades, master of none, but it's better than being a master of one. And that's like my favorite quote of all time, right? And I feel like throughout my entire life living, right, I've never been great at anything, right? I've never been like the best at one specific thing, and I feel like that goes for most people, right? But if you can be good at everything, right? If you can be good at everything, it's kind of the quality of like anything that hits you or anything that comes. Because in life, you can be like I study electrical engineering, right? But throughout my electrical engineering career, not every problem I'll face is going to be an engineering problem, right? I'm gonna have problems that I face that are like financial problems, business problems, right? Content problems, marketing problems, right? So all those problems I'm gonna face, I'm gonna have to be able to adapt myself to solving them, and not having to rely on someone else, or I'll have people be able to rely on me, right? So any problem that my boss has or my friend has in any realm or endeavor, right? I want them to be able to rely on someone like me because they know I'm capable of doing it and I'm capable of adapting, right? It's not that he's done it before. No, it's more like they know that I'm a person who once I set my mind to something I can do it, right? And I feel like that's the most important quality in hiring someone for a job, in content, in everything you do in life. The idea is, is this person able to adapt and actually build something out of nothing, or does he have to be like, he's been studying it for 10 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that. And it is kind of like the idea of an agency. There's this question from this guy called George Mack, you know, and it is kind of who would you call if you would one day you would be locked in prison. Who would you call that you would know they could get
Yeah.
you out of there? And that kind of reminds me of this.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of confidence and building the confidence in being, I can do this, I can do anything. I just put my mind to, and if I believe in it, and if I put the work in. And do you think confidence comes from that? Just putting the reps in and trying to do this, or how do you think about that?
I feel like, yeah, it's from trying different things, right? So just as long as you're trying different things, like I always think back, okay, I set a challenge for myself like 2 years ago that I'm gonna go a whole month waking up at 5 a.m. and going to the gym every single day, right? Then whenever I'm like feeling like, can I actually do this challenge, right? I think back to like something hard that I did. I'm like, well, I did that, right? So I should be able to do this, right? Like I have no worries of doing that, right? And the idea is, I always think like, okay, there's two types of people, right? Those who think they can and those who think they can't, and they're both right. Both of them are right. So it's all in the idea of whether you think you can do it or not. And as long as you think you can do anything, you probably can do anything.
That's pretty cool. And one of my other questions here was, yes, it was what is your next challenge going to be? Because you had a lot of learning challenges, plank challenge, and your next one is this going waking up at 5 a.m. and doing gym every day. Or what do you have in plan? What do you want to learn?
So I have a few down. I mean, I've kind of taken a break from content right now just because I'm focusing on some other stuff. But I'm gonna get back into it, and when I do, I think I want to do learning how to make a song in one day. I want to make a song in one day. I also my other idea is I want to start like a business and see if I can get a client in one day. Right, and just be cold calling people, seeing if I can get someone to sign up for my services. And the third thing is I want to learn how to skip rope. I've went my whole life not being able to skip rope. I can't skip rope for some reason. So I want to see if I can learn how to skip rope in one day. That should be the easiest challenge. But and then the fourth challenge is they're going to be the hardest one. I want to run 50 miles. I want to run 50 miles and see how long that takes.
That's pretty cool, honestly. What are you, what are you excited to the most? For what challenge are you excited the
I'm
most?
excited for the 50 miles just because I know it's like 50 miles is impressive, right? It's like a big thing, right? And it's low key, like, it scares me that I'm like, if I'm capable of even doing it. So it's like exciting, right? It's exciting. Like, I want to see how long it'll take me, if I can even do it, right? Because that one is going to really make me push myself. So that excites me.
Yeah, yeah, 50 miles. Yeah, I don't know exactly how, because I'm from Europe. I live in this kilometers world, but I think 50 miles, like, it's a lot. It's a few marathons probably.
It's two marathons, yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
85 kilometers.
That Wow, that's pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you can do it, honestly.
I'm
I
curious
think
too.
it's pretty cool challenge. Yeah. And for the business, what business do you want to start? Is it something with, engineering or content or what?
So I'm thinking of like just a easy like service business. I don't wanna do like a AI chatbot for websites and see if any small business near me would be interested in having an AI chatbot on their website.
That's pretty cool. And you touch on the AI thing, which I think it's pretty interesting, and I probably asked every guest that's been here,
Yeah.
what do you think about it? What do you think, about how is it gonna affect this, content creation, even businesses, jobs?
I mean, honestly, I kind of love AI. It's like this new thing that everyone's talking about, and it's important. I feel like people be hating on AI, right? But it's here. It's here, and it's here to stay. So you might as well get to learn it and use it, right? There's no point in hating it. It's the future, right? That's the truth. Everyone knows it. So for me, since I am in my engineering space, I'm kind of trying to learn the engineering behind it as well, right? So that I'm able to build my own, and at the same time just learning how to like get it into my daily life, right? I'm already using it every day, right? I'm trying to like optimize how to use it the best way possible, right? Because at some point all the mundane tasks, even if I get a job in the future, all the mundane tasks are all going to be AI. So I might as well be the one who's managing it instead of having someone manage it and then tell me, oh, I don't need you for these mundane tasks. So I might as well teach myself how to do it from now, because there's no course or curriculum on AI just yet, right? So we're kind of like in the base phase, right? There's no one knows what's going on, and in the next 10, 20 years, I think AI is going to develop in such a crazy stance that like everyone who got like a bachelor's degree now or got like master's degree is kind of gonna be useless, right? Especially if you're not like taking like a really like a degree that's really necessary, like being a doctor. Right? I don't think AIs are gonna replace doctors just yet, right? Or at least surgeries. I feel like the robots aren't gonna be good enough just yet. Maybe in the next 30 years, but AI is not gonna replace doctors, lawyers. Even though AI is really good being a lawyer, right? I feel like people still trust humans more, and no judge is gonna be talking to an AI and be like, okay, it's not gonna happen. And engineering, right? For the most part, some engineering there's here and there, but then all the other ones, I feel like, why else would you go to college? I don't understand it for me personally, right? Like, if you're gonna go to college, right? Some people don't want to go to college, and that's fine. But if you are gonna go to college, you might as well study something that won't be replaced in the future.
Yeah. And for other jobs that won't be replaced in the future, do you have some more tips? besides, lawyers, doctors, and engineers here and there?
Yeah,
Or
so
do you
it'll be
think our jobs are that are going to stick?
it's
Uh,
gonna be the ones who can provide AI services. So honestly, those like the ones who can provide AI services, and then all the boring businesses, right? Like all the boring stuff, like car washes, right? No, an AI is not gonna wash your car, or like all the mechanics, all these small businesses, all the one that I'm really excited for, electricians and plumbers, they're gonna skyrocket just because all the AI data centers they require electricians and plumbers. So those people are gonna have their jobs secured for life, right? And if anyone doesn't want to study engineering, be a lawyer or a doctor, I'd say go to trade school, become an electrician, become a plumber, because you're gonna be highly needed, right, in the near future. Those are other jobs. There's gonna always be something. Like I feel like everyone's like scared of AI taking their job. There's gonna be new jobs available that have something to do with AI, right? So just be prepared for the world changing a little bit, but it's not good, nothing crazy, right? Like, oh yeah, some people are gonna lose their jobs, but then new job opportunities are gonna show up because of AI, and then we're gonna have a whole new like ecosystem in the job market.
Agree. I heard in some other podcast, when you wanna, some, just AI proof job. There was become a plumber, so probably yeah, interesting. And why do you think AI isn't going to take these boring jobs? Because the most people think, AI is going to, just take these jobs as soon as possible because they are kind of easy. They are at the lowest point. And why do you think it is just more, they will take these other jobs than the lowest?
I feel like it's gonna be a while before AI takes like the manual labor, right? It's gonna be very hard for because I don't think we're close to having like fully functional like robotic systems that work with AI that like can just replace a human, right? I don't think we're close with that. We've never seen like a very humanoid robot that can act and move exactly like a human, right? I feel like it's very difficult to do that, and we're not anywhere near. So all the manual labor is going to take a while until it gets replaced, right? But all the mundane software problems, right? Like having like Excel data or formulas or any of that stuff, right? All that like slow, boring things that no one really wants to do, but it's still part of your job because you have to do it, right? You have to like organize your data, you have to visualize your data, all that stuff. I feel AI can do it, and AI can do it really well and a lot faster, and no one wants to really do it, right? So why would a company go ahead and hire like 10 people and have 5 people working on doing the visualization, right? And then 5 people actually working on getting the data, right? Instead, they're just going to have 5 people working on the data and AI organizing the data for them, right? They're not going to need the 5 extra people. So that's kind of the way I think about it. Then those 5 extra people, if they learn how to use AI, then they can be the ones providing that service, and we're gonna help you organize your data using AI. So that's kind of what I get into, right? Job market, I don't feel like jobs are gonna get replaced, but I feel like they're gonna get replaced with other jobs, right? So there's always gonna be something else to work on, right? I kind of want to have a positive outlook on life. And if you look at history, right, everyone who has ever gotten replaced by like a new system or a new robotic system, the job market has always adjusted, right? New opportunities have always come up, and at the end, everyone's still okay, right? So you just gotta have a positive outlook on the future and like be able to adapt, right? That's the most important thing again, like where the mentality of I can do anything, right? It's like okay, if I lose my job, right, I can go ahead and learn something else and get another job, right? It's not like oh, it's the end of the world. That's it. I'm just gonna die now. So I don't. You gotta have a positive outlook and welcome any new opportunity coming in.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool perspective and actually really interesting. To go about, you said you learned about AI a little bit from the engineering perspective. I'm curious into that. Are there some interesting things you learned about it that even helped you with your day-to-day life, or is it just bunch of numbers and equations? Or
So no, it's honestly like it's easier than I imagined. It's like I'm not a I'm not like a computer scientist, right? I don't code, right? My engineering, there's no like coding involved, right? But I took a few coding classes, so I kind of applied it, and with AI you can just vibe code, right? Like vibe coding is like the new thing. That's what everyone's doing, right? To like build apps, build systems, they just vibe code, right? So I kind of figured out, okay, I was working and I saw like a bunch of processes at work where they needed like automation using AI. And I'm like, something? I don't know how to code, right? But I'm just gonna sit here and learn how to make an app using AI. So I did that, and I would say to this day the job that I'm not even working there anymore, but they're still using my app, right, every single day, just because it really streamlines their processes, right, and it works. So I went into it knowing absolutely nothing about building an app or coding or anything, right? But again, the mentality of, oh, I can probably do this, right? If I sit here for the next few hours and learn this, I'll probably be able to do it, right? So I sat there and I'm like, okay, let's let's figure this out, I guess, right? And it worked at the end.
Super cool. And they're using it to this day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
that's
like a year since I've built it, and they're still using it. They're still using it.
wow. Yeah, that's awesome, honestly. And how did you learn it? Just in a few hours? How to build a
Well,
website? Just
I say few
prompt
hours.
engineering
It,
or
it took me about like 3 weeks, right?
okay,
I
okay,
think
okay.
so. The few hours was kind of all like learning how to apply it, and then actually doing it, and like all the errors I faced. I faced so many errors, right? And then I'll build the feature, and then I'll get an error, then I'll have to fix that error, then I'll move on to the next feature. So it took me about like 3 whole weeks to figure out it. It should have probably taken me less than a week if I actually knew what I was doing, but since I had no idea what was going on, it took me a little more than a week, and I had to fix a bunch of problems. I had errors that I was facing that I had no idea what they meant, so I'd be doing like research on what this error means, and I'll be like asking ChatGPT, and I'll move on to Claude, and Claude would be giving me the code, then Claude would give me like wrong code, and I have to go back to ChatGPT and be like, why is it giving me the wrong code, and then go back to Claude. It just figuring it out, going step by step.
Mhm. But it's still like really awesome, honestly. And I I I wanted to ask you, like, how did you even get to this journey of, starting content, getting to engineering, then everything, what's your story?
Honestly, like, okay, so my idea is I always wanted to like do something, right? I did 3 years of engineering, and I wanted to do something, right? Like, I was having fun. I knew I wanted to do engineering as my career, but at the same time, I knew I wanted to do something else, right? I didn't want to be like, oh, just engineering. Like, I tried it, and I'm like, oh, that's it. This is my whole life laid out for me. Like, that's it. The next 45, 50 years of my life is just this. I'm like, I wanna, I wanna see what's out there, right? I wanna see what life has to offer. Right? I wanna try new things. I wanna go to different places. So I'm like, something. I feel like the easiest way to get to what I want, which is the financial freedom, the location freedom, and the time freedom, right? I feel like the easiest way, well, not the easiest, but like the way where you can actually like apply it, right? Because I'm not gonna get $1 million out of nowhere and be able to invest it and just sit down and relax. Right? I'm not gonna just gonna start a business, get a loan for like $500,000, and the business is just gonna work out of nowhere, right? Everything's gonna be hard work, but at the same time, the thing that I found the best is that if you're gonna try doing everything, right? I tried a bunch of different businesses since I took a break. Like, I took a break from engineering. I took a gap year from engineering, and I just decided I'm gonna post content. I'm gonna try different businesses out. I'm gonna do everything, right? And even if it doesn't work, I want to be able to say that I tried it, right? Because that's the idea, right? I want to see what life has to offer, right? So I did that. I posted the content, and I said I'm gonna take a year gap, and I'm gonna post every single day for that year. Well, it was a little more than a year. It was like a year and 3 months, but I posted every single day for a year and 3 months, and that was kind of my main goal. And I just tried different things. I think I went to like 8 different countries, which was pretty cool. And just I documented it all, right? I just wanted to have like that backup of folders and videos. Even like the videos I didn't post, I go back and watch them sometimes just because it's like a cool part of the journey. I feel like in the past 2 years, right? I came back to engineering now, but in the past 2 years, I look back and I feel like I've lived 10 years, right? Just because so much has happened, and every few months, it's like a new thing is going on. Right? I'm trying a new thing. I have this new idea. I'm doing a new challenge with my content, a new business, right? I'm going to a new country. Like that's kind of the idea, and now I'm more focused on just getting my degree. So that's why I haven't been as consistent with my like posting content. So I'm just focusing on getting my degree. But then I do want to start being consistent again with my content, and I kind of have a new set of challenges for myself that I want to achieve. And we talked about the challenges, like the running 50 miles. I have more like I want to document my fitness journey now, and I want to kind of like document my business journey to get to that time, location, and the location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. Because engineering, it can give me like maybe two of those, right? But always having something on the side is always helpful. Because from what I've seen is, everyone in their careers at 40, 50 years, they just relied on one source of income, or like one source or one career path, right? If you focus on one career path, you can lose that very, very easily, right? It's like, oh, I got like in COVID, when COVID happened, hundreds of thousands of people got laid off, right? And they were sat at home, right, fending for themselves. They have nothing going on, right? But the idea is, okay, if I get laid off, I want to be able. Okay, what's next, right? Like I can post content now, right? I have like I can get brand deals. I can do this. I can do that, right? It's not like, oh, that's it. It's the end of the world. I'm done. I'm just gonna sit at home. I got laid off. Life is over. I'm gonna have to figure something else. My family's not gonna eat. I can't have that, right? That's not like a possibility I want for myself in the future.
Yeah, and why did you pick engineering as your thing?
It's just really simple, honestly. Like I thought of it, and I'm like, my mentality since I was younger was either doctor, engineer, or lawyer. Doctor took like 12 years. I'm like, I'm not doing 12 years, right? Like 12 years is way too long and way too much money that I don't have. And then lawyer never really interested me. I just didn't really enjoy it, and it it's again like 8 years of studying. Engineering, I felt was like the best return on investment. You study for 4 years and then you're instantly an engineer, right? Like doctor, I have to wait 12 years to become a doctor. Lawyer, I have to like do so much work to become a lawyer. And then engineer, but it's kind of the same salary, right? It's the same salary, the same money, but 4 years. So I'm like, why wouldn't I just do that instead then? You know what I mean? And I feel like engineering is everything. I've argued with so many people about this, but engineers for me save more lives than doctors. All the systems that doctors use, all the machines they use, all the equipment, all the medicines, right? They're all made by engineers. So my idea is, okay, like if I actually want to have impact and add value, or be a person of value in the world, right? I feel like engineering is the way to go, right? Like everything you look around you, like this computer we're talking on was built by an engineer. The software we're using is a software engineer, right? These lights, engineer, right? This house I'm living in, engineer. You know what I mean? So like everything you look around you, everything is built by engineering, right? So I felt like, oh, I can work in any field and make the same amount of money as a doctor. That sounds good to me. I'll do that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I never heard that somebody has this structured way of looking at it. And you say you take a year and a 3 months gap, and you tried a bunch of businesses. What were the businesses you tried?
So I tried a pressure washing business, right? And that kind of it worked, but it took so much time just because I had to like go out and knock on doors. So that just took so much time and was super discouraging. But I didn't mind it. But like I did good for the first. I did it for like 3 months last summer, and it did pretty good. But then during the rest of the year, it's kind of raining all the time, and then the weather's not that nice. So there's really no point. And then I went back into engineering, so I kind of stopped that business. And I was doing it with my brother, and my brother kind of got into college as well. So that really work out. Another business I tried like since I built the AI system for my previous job, I kind of tried building AI systems for other businesses and services too. But then the reason I stopped doing that is because I realized it's way bigger than me, right? Like I'm not a person who knows how to code, And in order for me to actually build a proper software system, I either need to be working that job for a few months to actually understand the processes and the systems, or I need to be like a full-on software engineer, which I'm not, right? And now I could have stayed there and learned, but then you have a bachelor's degree of person who's learning it for 4 years. I'm not gonna learn 4 years worth of content in in a few months, right? I could, right? But they're always gonna be better than me, so there's no reason for a person to hire me instead of hire them. And also like it was very hard to sell for some reason, right? It was very hard to sell. Like I was talking to all these small businesses and they have no idea what any of this AI or coding or building an app or website for their business would even mean. And I had to work on my sales skill first, so that's why I wanted to do like the small AI chatbot because I know I can do that, and that's kind of like practice for my sales skills, so that I can actually learn how to like, I guess dumb it down, right? So that it's not like a bunch of jumbo that people don't understand, that people can actually understand like how to get from A to Z in their goals.
Yeah, that's pretty. And what did you learn about business while, and about sales in general, marketing while having those two businesses?
Honestly, I learned that like no, ev- everything you think it's gonna take, like let's say you think it's gonna take 50 calls to get your first client, it's probably gonna take 10 times that amount. It's gonna take 500, right? It's the same thing with content. You think, oh, I'm gonna go viral in my first 50. It probably take you 500, right? So it's just about the scale and the output that it's gonna take a lot more than you think, and you just gotta be in it for the long run, right? So don't be discouraged after the first 50. You're like, oh, like I really thought I was gonna get it after I'm gonna get my first lead or my first client after the first 50. No, it's probably gonna take 10 times that amount. Everything is gonna take 10 times the amount of effort, and I feel like that's anything in life, right? If you want a job, if you want to get a job, it's gonna take 50 times the applications, right? 10 times the amount of applications that you need to get a job that you want, right? It's the same thing for business. It's the same thing for content. It's the same thing for pretty much everything in life. Nothing is gonna be, and for business, it's the hardest, just because getting that first client is always the most difficult, right? Because you technically have no experience, right? You're trying to get your first client with no experience of ever getting a client, so you have no idea what works. You have no idea what script to use. You have no idea like what tone to use. You have no idea what your ideal client even is, right? Because you can be like, oh, this is the ideal client I'm targeting, but then you get none of them, and you get some random other, you hit some other target, and you're like, okay, why am I hitting this target now, right? So now you figure it out, okay, and then you start hitting that target more. So it's just trial and error. It might take you, you might get lucky and get it on your first 10, or it might take you your first 100, or it might take your first 1,000. So just be there, put the reps in, you know, and just keep practicing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I wanted to touch on the traveling. You traveled to 8 countries, you said. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And from what country you have the best memories?
Honestly, I feel like I have like a list of like my favorite countries, but Thailand is my number one. Like I went to Thailand. Thailand is my favorite. Right, it's just absolutely beautiful. Everywhere you look, it's just like picturesque. It's like a Windows background everywhere you look. It's like beautiful, right? And Japan was also pretty. It's pretty up there. I put it second. I feel like the reason I put Japan second is just because I went by myself, and solo trips are nice and everything, and they're all for peace and all that. But I don't want to do no solo trips. I'd rather be with my friends. I think any person who goes on a solo trip says, oh, they're really nice and everything, and sure, I enjoyed it. But everyone would rather be with their friend, right? Like every single person would be like, I'd rather have someone here with me. I'd rather not be alone, right? So that's the reason I put Thailand first. And at the same time, I'm like, I love the beach, right? Like I love the beach. My dream is just I want to be on a yacht in my swim trunks. That's the dream. I don't want to be walking out with no shirt. That's what I want, right? So Thailand is like very beach heavy, so that's why I really liked it. Right? Like I was genuinely in my swim trunks for like 10 days straight. 10 days straight. I was just in the same shorts every single day on the beach. Right? It was perfect. And then Japan, if I want like a city, like a clean city with like really cool views and just such a big city and you can just walk around everywhere. Japan is also really 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 good. Those are like my top two.
What are some other countries?
I also went to, let's see, where else? I went to Paris. I went to France, Paris, right? I didn't. like Paris. I know like France has some nice places, probably in like the south, but I didn't like Paris honestly. Like I think I went twice last year, right? I went twice. The first time was nice because obviously it was like everything was new. Like oh wow, like Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, right, the Notre Dame, all that stuff. Like oh wow, it's cool. The second time I'm like, well, I've seen all this before, and now I'm just like, there's no point. I don't like it anymore. I want to go to Circular again. Like okay, there's there's nothing to do anymore. And there's trash everywhere. I'm like I don't like this, right? I also went to Amsterdam. Yeah, and the Netherlands. I know the Netherlands has like some amazing like scenery for like hiking and stuff, and I do want to do that eventually one day. But I only went to Amsterdam because I only had like one day, so I only went to Amsterdam. I didn't like Amsterdam at all, right? It's like I think maybe if you're interested in drinking and drugs and all that, maybe Amsterdam is nice for you. I'm not interested in that at all, right? So in partying or any of that stuff, I'm more interested in like seeing nature, or like seeing like a really nice city, or seeing like what the city has to offer, or how the people live, or that's what I want to see, right? But no, I do not like Amsterdam at all. Like just a bunch of drunk people. I'm like I don't want to do this, right? A place I really liked that I really want to visit again. I went to Morocco. I went to Casablanca. I only had like a short layover. It was like 17 hours or something. So I only got to explore one city, but I really liked Morocco, and it was really nice, right? Like I want to go back again because I didn't really get to experience it. But that's on my bucket list. Morocco's on my bucket list, and I'm Egyptian, so I went to Egypt as well, and just visiting family. So Egypt is nice, right? You do need a tour guide if anyone's going, right? If anyone's going, you're gonna very much need a tour guide. Do not go by yourself, especially if you're a girl. Do not go by yourself at all, right? But for me, it's more like I'm just visiting family. It is pretty safe, at least where I'm from. It's pretty safe. It actually got ranked the safest city in all of Africa. So I don't know if that's like a big accomplishment, but sure, right? So it was pretty nice. I get to go to the beach. Egypt's really beautiful, right? It has like so much to offer. It's just there's the infrastructure of the tourism isn't really there, so you're gonna need someone to like help guide you through the maze, right? You're gonna get to see the pyramids. There's a bunch of museums to visit. There's a whole bunch of beaches, right? We got the Mediterranean, we got the Red Sea, so it's beautiful, right? You can have so many variety in order to have fun. So I really like Egypt, but I wouldn't put it up there. Where else did I go? I went to Dubai. Right? I like Dubai, but like for me, I don't understand why people would go tourism for Dubai. I mean, I get it. If you've never seen like a futuristic, city, it's really nice. But I feel like I'm not interested in seeing a futuristic city. Well, I was raised in Dubai, so that's the reason I go. I go visit my family and my friends there, so that's the reason I go. Right? I don't really go see all like futuristic city. I was there when it was being built. Right? I was there for 15 years. I'm okay. I don't need to see it again over and over again. I'm just there to see my friends. Where else did I go? Japan, Thailand, Morocco, Egypt, and Amsterdam. Did I go somewhere else? I don't remember. Honestly. I think that's it. I think that's all the places
Yeah,
I went.
that's a lot. Like, that's a lot. But that's super cool. And what are the countries that are on your bucket list that you want to visit someday?
Let's see. Well, all of that I've talked about, I haven't really touched on like Europe a lot, right? Like I only went to France and the Netherlands, and I only was there for a day each. And I feel like those two places I didn't really like. And I know like Europe as a continent has a whole bunch of other countries that have a lot more to offer. My mom's been to Spain, and she said Spain is really beautiful, and she really liked it. So I feel like I want to go to Spain. I really want to go to Italy, Greece. I want to go to like the islands. So those are like the next on my list. I feel like I want to go to. I'll probably go sometime this year.
Yeah. And from countries you visited, which country had the best food?
Ooh. Well, that's easy. Egypt, obviously. Like I'm just gonna go with Egypt, right? Like it's my food, it's my people. Obviously, I love the food, and the thing is, for me, like converting the currency a lot. It's so cheap over there, right? So like I'll get like the whole menu for like $10. There's this restaurant I actually went to with my family, right? Best food I've ever tried. Like generally, we ordered the whole menu for like $10 each, and amazing food. Generally, like the best food I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow. And what are some Egyptian foods? I've never heard of any.
So our most popular is kushari, and kushari is like think of like you know carb maxing. It's basically like rice, macaroni, uh, like fried onion with a bunch of lentils, and then some like tomato sauce. It's just like carb maxing. Think of all the carbs you can ever like put in one dish, and that's what kushari is, right? It's like, but it tastes really good, and it's really heavy, right? You can just imagine all those carbs you're eating. It's really heavy. Then another one is molokhia. So molokhia is like it's like a leaf, right? And then you make like a soup with it, and the soup you either eat with bread or rice, right? And molokhia, the original word is actually molokhia, and molokhia is like it just means it just means like a royalty, right? And the reason it's called royalty is because the food was only for like the royalty in Egypt back in the day, but now everyone has access to it. So the word kind of got changed over time, but it's like a royalty dish that everyone has access to. So that's kind of cool. But and then there's also what else? And everything else is kind of like Mediterranean food, right? Kebabs, shawarma, all that stuff. Everyone likes to take everyone likes to take like credit for making it. It's like you have a bunch of the Mediterranean countries like, oh, we made it, no, we made it. Yeah. All the Mediterranean food is kind of the same. Like, I think Greek food and Egyptian food, they're not really that far apart, right? Like everyone's like, oh, let's go eat Greek. Egyptian food's kind of exactly the same thing, right? And then you got like all the Syrian food, all the Moroccan food, right? All the Italian food. It's kind of the same, honestly. Like all the Mediterranean food, it's kind of exactly the same. I mean, it's all in the same area. They all have same food supplies, so we kind of eat the same things.
That's super cool. And I wanted to hear, some cool stories you have from traveling. You traveled a lot, and I love to hear people's stories when they travel. So, do you have some?
Yeah, so actually, I already made a video about this, but this is super cool. When I went to Morocco, I was there for 17 hours exactly in Casablanca. And I got an Airbnb next to the airport just because, I wanted to stay next to the airport so that I don't miss my flight the next day. And then the city itself is about like 45 minutes out from the airport. The people I was staying with, right, I was staying at like someone's house basically. The Airbnb was like someone's house. It was like a guest house in the backyard of someone's house. So the hosts super nice, right? Like they're super nice. Right? They fed me, and then they even offered me to like they offered me to like take me on a tour of the city. Right? It was like for like $20 or something. It was super cool. On the tour with them, they basically like adopted me for the day, right? I was like their child, right? They fed me, they took me around. I didn't even have honestly like they paid for it. Like it was crazy. Like I don't know what was going on. Like I paid for the tour, and then whenever we would go out to eat, they would pay for the food. I'm like, why are you guys doing this? Like I'm here on tourism. I'm here to pay. Like this is let me pay for it, right? And then like I took a picture with them, and I like put it on my story, right? Like a picture with them. The next day I wake up and my friend who I met here in Texas, right? He messages me and he's like, bro, that's my aunt. Like that's his aunt, like his actual like blood aunt, right? And he sends me like a picture of him at her house the day before, right? Like the day before I was there, right? Because he was in Morocco at the time, right? And he texts me and he's like, you just hung out with my aunt for the day. And I'm like, wow, like there's 50 million Moroccans, and the one Moroccan I hang out with for the day happens to be the aunt of someone I know, which is just crazy. Oh, you're muted, by the way. Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you, by the way. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
Yeah,
super cool, I think. And what an accident.
there's
And
yeah.
time is ticking. So, just a few ending questions. And one of them was, as you said, you are the I can do anything guy, and you were kind of good at everything, but not a master of one, which I really can relate to.
Yeah.
And what is the thing you don't like doing but you're good at?
Thing I don't like doing, but I am good at. Hmm. The thing is, right? I feel like once I get good at anything, I kind of start enjoying it. I just goes like, oh wow, I'm really good at doing this thing. So like I like being good at doing something. But I feel like everything almost everything I've ever started with, I started off with not liking it. Right, like content, for example. I didn't really like posting the videos. I didn't like putting myself out there. Right, I didn't like the embarrassment, I guess, of it all. Even though there's nothing embarrassing about it. Right, but you know, everyone feels that in the beginning. Like I'm embarrassed to post it, even though there's no one really cares. Right, like no one actually cares what you post. Right. So in the beginning, yeah, I didn't like it, but then I feel like once I start getting good at it, once I have like that system in place where like okay, I can just keep putting that output out there, I start kind of enjoying it. It's the same thing with the gym. Like when I first started going to the gym, I really like it. But now like every day I go, I kind of like it. It's the same thing with like engineering, right? When I started engineering, did I like it? Absolutely not. Right? But then once I started actually like getting good at it, then yeah, I started liking it. So for me, there's almost everything. I'll say like yeah, I even started like one of my challenges was like learning the piano, right? And in the beginning, I was like, oh my god, like I wanted to throw up, right? Like I'm like I don't want to sit here for the next like 6 hours and learn how to play the piano because that was the challenge, right? Like learning the piano in one day. So I sat there for 6 hours learning. I'd say the first hour I hated my life. But then once I like got that first part down and I actually learned how to do that first part, I actually started enjoying it because like I'm like wow, I can do this, right? So almost everything I'll say. I think almost every single thing I've ever tried, I've started off not liking it or not enjoying it, right? Which is kind of crazy because like I'm trying to like search for my passion, I guess, right? Everyone's searching for their passion, right? And I haven't. I feel like your passion, you would enjoy it, right? But I guess my passion is being good at things that I'm not supposed to be good at. I guess that's my passion, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, there's even this book that, don't follow your passion because most of the things you do, you kinda don't like them at first, but you start liking them once you're good at it,
Yeah,
obviously. So,
definitely.
interesting thought on that. And one of the next question was, you in your latest video you said, there's this thing called weekend maxing. Wow. Could you, explain what is that and how to do it properly?
So the idea is just that, like, okay, I'm still in college, but a lot of my friends have full-time jobs, so they're working from like Monday through Friday, right? And I don't wanna, they're not gonna be able to take every weekend like a day off, right? Their PDOs are not gonna, they don't have infinite PDOs, right, to be approved. So the idea is, you leave on a Friday and you come back on a Sunday, right? So I'm in Texas and I wanted to go to California with my friends. I've never been to California before, so I found a ticket Friday night and we leave Sunday night, right? And we arrive back on Sunday. So why not, right? So we went there for what? We were there for Saturday, like Friday night, Saturday, and then Sunday morning, right? Just the weekend. And generally one of the best trips I've ever taken, right? So the idea is just weekend max, right? You have a whole bunch of things that are probably like 2-3 hours away. You can go on a hike 2-3 hours away, hike a mountain, right? Over the weekend, right? There's a city that's probably like a few hours away that you can just fly to for really cheap. Especially in Europe, I know like tickets are super cheap. You can find like a $30 ticket to another country for a weekend. Why not, right? Like we can like make that story, right? Have some fun. Right? I find it really cool. Like I'm back on work on Monday, and they ask me, "Oh, how was your weekend?" And I tell them I was in another city or another country or another state. I find that super cool. And for me, hello.
Can you your camera is kinda
Yeah,
uh,
everything kind of froze. Hold on.
yeah.
What? Can you hear me though?
I can hear you, but the camera is,
Yeah, the camera froze for me too. Like your camera and my camera are both frozen. I don't know.
mm, now I can't hear you even. Even your camera is gone. I don't know if you can hear me or if I'm just talking to myself right now. Not good. Great. I don't know if I put this in the recording, but a laptop crashed and I don't know what to do. So, oh, yeah, you need to get serious. I think it will be soon okay. Probably you aren't going to see this even. So let's wait a little. And we will see. We'll see.
I'm there, I'm there.
You're back? Great,
I'm
great,
back.
great.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, I kind of forgot to. We were uh, we were talking about um, weekend maxing and your trip, to California.
Yeah, so my idea is okay, like even when I travel, like I'll find some flight. Everyone looks for like a non-stop flights or like the flights with the least stops, or like they look and be like, oh, this from like Texas all the way to like Spain is like a 13-hour flight direct, right? I'll look for something with like a stop, right? I want to go somewhere else, right? Like when I was coming back from Egypt, I found a flight with a 17-hour stop in Morocco. So I'm like, why not? Why not go to Morocco for 17 hours? Right? Let's like maximize this trip. Let's maximize. I just want to maximize everything, right? Like, oh, this weekend I can go to this other state. I can go to this other country. Why not? Let me do that. I want to maximize the amount of fun I'm having this weekend. I want to maximize the amount of places I went to during this trip, right? So the idea is, okay, when I was going to Thailand, for example, right, I found a flight that instead of going to Thailand directly or having a layover somewhere which is short, I wanted a layover where it's long, right? And the layover was in Japan. So I got to go to Japan twice last year. And the reason I got to go twice is because on the way to Thailand, I just happened to stop in Japan for like 10 hours, right? So I went to Japan twice, and now I get to say I went to Japan twice, and I got to explore the city again, right? Which is pretty fun. So just max out the amount of fun you can have, right? Play hard, work hard, do everything hard. I just win.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. I don't know, a question that we can kind of close
Okay.
this thing up is what do you think is your greatest failure?
My greatest failure. Honestly, I feel like my greatest failure is uh, during the 3 years of my engineering, I really did not try at all, right? Like I didn't I didn't try as much as I could have tried. So I know I could have done better. I knew I could have gotten better grades. I know I could have put more effort, but I did not. Now I am, and I know I'm doing a lot better. But I feel like the reason I'm doing a lot better is because of that 1 year that I took off. But during those 3 years, I know I could have done a lot better and been in a better position now, right, than I am now, just because I would have actually been in a place where I want to be. But I feel like my biggest failure is not putting effort in the things I wanted to put effort in, which is my engineering career, the gym, pretty much everything. Not starting the content earlier, not doing everything earlier, right? Not actually locking in, quote unquote, you know, as much as I could have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thought. I, I think the time is up, and I'm grateful to have you here. It's been fun.
Yeah,
It's I hope I can get you on the podcast someday, soon. The second part because I have a lot of questions I didn't ask,
let me know.
and it's been a great talk.
Well, it was a great talking to you, Kat.
Right. And yeah, I want to thank to all of the viewers that watch till the end and stick through. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me. Honestly, it was great talking to you, and I hope to be on the podcast sometime soon again.
Great.